Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today we are gonna jump in the Viking Park, do some kind of similar stuff that we've been doing the last couple days. Kind of some scenery improvement, some ride improvement. We'll look at a couple coasters. We might even try our hand at building a couple new ones. That may or may not be used in the park. But I'm also thinking about taking our existing coasters and doing a little bit of a revamp. Maybe a retracking in some spots, maybe change some elements. Just trying to improve the coasters overall. Salmon Khan, welcome! How are you? So, here we are. And, oh gosh. Yeah. We gotta do something about that. That's like gonna require like a janitor on standby at the exit for that ride. Almost consistently. That's borderline biohazard right there. Even the maintenance mechanic would be like, ugh, gross. So nice to see your channel grew so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's, so it's gone up a fair bit over the last, what, 8 months or so. Really, like the end of January was when my old computer kind of went down. And then I got one in June. And it had a ton of problems, and so I think in early August I took a couple weeks. I actually returned the old one because it had all those issues, and ended up building one, and since then I've been going steady. The channel really grew a lot over the summer, and it's kind of tapered off a little bit, but I'm not complaining. I do this for fun, so people want to watch and hang out, great. I don't make any money. I don't really care about making money, but this gives me a justification to spend time playing computer games. It was good to see you again, though. It's been a little while. I hope you've been doing well. Yep. Alright, clean up all that barf. Please and thank you. Gotta treat your employees right. Be polite. Uh-oh. Now. Guests who vandalize things. Well, I just tried to click it. Yeah, there we go. You don't treat them nice, you kick them out of the park. Oh, yes, please, please fix this. The question is, who did it? Is there any way to find who did it? Because there's a huge crowd of people. And I thought we had a camera over here. Ah. I don't know. Well, let's clear that. Thank you, hope you're doing well too. I've been doing okay. I've been kind of struggling with work and stuff lately, but I'm hanging in there. This is a little bit of an escape from that. Or no, not really an escape, I mean it kind of is. But it's just a good way to keep my mind occupied. And I'm not going to get deep into it. It's nothing that you all really are here to listen to, and it's not anything that I really want to share with. But, I'm hanging in there. I've got expectations that things will get better. But outside of work, yeah, I've been doing fine. Busy with piano, too. Oh yeah, so we built this, Vekoma inverted boomerang here. Not really many. Yeah, not really anybody getting on it right now. That may change. The prestige has dropped a little bit. Or maybe not. I thought it was above 800. Maybe not. But, add a little scenery, bump that up, and it'll... Hey, Brahmic, welcome. It's an escape from us, or for us, from our lives, too, and we appreciate you for it. And we are here to listen if you need us. I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot on both sides. You know, this is all about having fun, and, a good friend of mine, Tech Chariot, he's been in, a few of my Planet Coaster streams. And he says that he feels like, for him personally, playing video games or computer games can be a waste of time. I don't think so, if it's because, in the sense of, if you're doing something you enjoy, it's not a waste of time. Something kind of just help you relax. But his way of really kind of motivating himself to do it and make it seem useful was, like, streaming or recording videos and stuff like that. And sharing it with people who would be interested. And I kind of share a similar sentiment. I don't say it's a waste of time if you just play them, but I know I've said this before. In particular regarding this game, I really like streaming it, even though I probably would make more progress if not, because I let myself get, you know, engaged with you all, and it sometimes takes my mind off of what I'm doing in the park. And I'm not complaining about that at all. I actually like it that way, because sometimes it gets really tedious if you're not doing... Or if you're just kind of playing on your own and don't have anybody to pass the time with. So, but it's all about, like, sharing ideas. You know, I do stuff and somebody would be like, oh, well, I figured this out now thanks to you. Or, oh, that's a really cool idea. And then people kind of give me feedback, share ideas and stuff like that. It's a win-win. You know, I like to teach people something, or maybe help people with something, and then I like getting advice and help in the game too. It makes us all better. It's a waste of time if there are other things you need to do. As a relaxation, escape, therapy, whatever, it's a great way to let off stress. I fully agree with you. Thanks to you, I built a giant inverted boomerang last night. I want to see it. Because I know I wasn't totally happy with the way mine came out. It's close, but it's not. It's not ideally what I had been going for. It's close. I've never been on one of these. I've never been on an inverted boomerang at all. I know Dorney Park has one. I don't think it's not a giant. I think it's one of the traditional. Wait, is that one in Vertigo? No, wait. I've got that backwards. Dorney has possessed the Impulse, and it's King's Island, I think, that has in Vertigo. Now, let me check it out. I think you're thinking of Stinger and it's gone. Yes. That's right, yeah, Stinger. But they have Possessed. Oh, come on, this thing is... Well, that only took 20 or 30 seconds, but... Alright. I don't consider it a waste of time at all. Your streams are very enjoyable and calming. I can't watch your streams a lot because of the time difference, but I'm always happy to be here. Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, for me, streaming makes it certainly not a waste of time. What is this? Six Flags New England. Oh, wow, somebody recreated that. Alright, let me enter the code here. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't saying that I feel like it's a waste of time. I don't. Alright, let's check this out here. It's just, I know, you know, a few people have made the argument that it kind of is if you're not doing something with it, like streaming or whatever. But streaming, hanging out with you all, really gives me more of an incentive. Ah, yeah, Brawlmaker, I gotcha. That was more directed at Salmon, but he might not have even thought of it that way. Well, alright, let me go in and filter this anyway. The good thing about these things is they take a small footprint. Alright, here it is. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, the station's on this side. Well, first, I really like this. This is a nice, kind of ride entrance. This is a small ride. It doesn't really need a super long, queue. This is... see, out to there, and it's got... yeah, I would not do any more than that for a queue. I think that is kind of the upper end of the perfect amount of queue for this ride. And I really like the canopies that they have over it right here. Whoa! I did not mean to jump that fast. So, I really like this. I think it takes up just the right footprint. It's covered nicely. You get a good view right there. All of the plants and flowers, that's great. I really like these shrubs that are kind of gapped. Or filling the gap, I should say, between the paths. Very simple station. Very clean, beautiful. I really like that. There's nothing too ornate. Which I really like, because these types of rides generally, they have pretty basic stations. And this is really clean. It's... minimalist might be a little bit of a stretch, but it is... it's modern. It's not, like, overly elaborate. So I really like it. Yeah, okay, so you have the same problem that I did. Where your column for the inversion goes through the station. Oh, hold on a second. I can't tell. I don't think that's a ride line. No, it's not. So yours actually, the nice thing about that is it goes through a gap where people won't go to get on the train. So that's actually nicely placed. It still sucks it kind of goes through there. unless you were intending that, in which case it works pretty much perfectly. So you've got the standard Cobra roll, and then you have kind of a bit of a cross. It's not quite a well, maybe it is kind of a corkscrew. But you can tell, unlike a traditional corkscrew, it does come back laterally and longitudinally. It was luck, not intentional. So it's almost like if you took a vertical loop and just pulled one side of it to stretch it out. And then you've got the banking. It's pretty minimal banking. But a very, very minor turn just to kind of get back on track here. And the towers are the same height. How did you pull that off? Because I struggled with that. Oh, you probably had to match up the track at the bottom to be at the same height. That's marvelous. Let's give this a ride. My theory is to make it simple and let people do what they want to the scenery if they download the ride. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never been on one of these. I actually would really like to. 100% luck, it took me forever. It paid off. Yeah, that is an interesting inversion. I like it. You don't see that. What? That was abrupt to the stop up there. It feels like a cross between a vertical loop and a corkscrew, so I think it works well. Yeah, very nicely done. I like that. Very cool. And the stats are good. These things actually are not difficult to get good ratings. I'm surprised. This is one of my favorite, like, low, I'm gonna call it low effort. It's probably the moderate effort to make it totally the way it should be. The traditional boomerangs are lower effort. But the thing is, it's kind of a crowd pleaser. Like, it consistently has good excitement ratings. It takes up a small footprint. It's not that expensive. It looks cool. And it looks way better than your typical, you know, for example, your typical Vekoma boomerang. The ones that are not inverted, for example. And they're more fun. So, yeah. I really think a lot of parks that this fits well in those. Hey, Roblox, how are ya? Let me get caught up on chat here. Rode Stinger at Dorney Park, but wasn't a fan. It wasn't bad, I'm just not a fan of boomerangs, and that's fair. Alright, we'll remove that there. Checked it out. I'm tempted to switch it, but since I've already done that. Invertigo at Kings Island is an inverted boomerang, and I'll throw a party to see it go. Really? You're the first person that I've heard that has said that. I've heard a lot of people like Invertigo because it's different from your regular boomerangs because it's inverted, and it's not the giant model, so it kinda... I don't think there are many of those left. Believe me, I'd take it at Carowinds, and Carowinds is stacked with good coasters, but I'd take that because we got 2 really crappy ones that they could get rid of, and I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't even bat an eye. Actually, I'd probably throw a party. Like you. Vortex. Hurler. 2 of the worst coasters in existence. That's the thing, like Carowinds, I know I've mentioned it, it has some really good, like, top-tier coasters. And then it has a few really bad apples. And then it has a lot of mid-tier coasters that, if you get them on a good day, they're fun. If you get them on a bad day, they're not fun. Like a Carolina Cyclone, that's going to be a hot take. The first time I rode Carolina Cyclone, I did not like it. I was like, man, this thing is not good. But I gave it another try the next time I went back, and I had a fantastic ride on it. But then I tried it again the 3rd time I went to the park, and it was rough again, and it's really temperamental in my experience. The same with Thunderstriker to a lesser extent, because that's a top 4 coaster in the park. But if it's running slow or the trims are hitting hard, not a great ride. I mean, even in the back, I got very little airtime. But then you ride it late in the day and the trims are not hitting hard, if they're hitting at all. And you can get stellar rides on it. It's just so temperamental. Why do people say it's good? My head almost fell off. They should remove it in the unused theater and add a Mach Striker coaster. Oh, that could be fun. Dale, what's going on, man? Building up that tab with Brawlmick, I see. Park's looking great. Don't stop killing it. I appreciate that, man. Kind of just chit-chatting for a little bit here. Okay, no, here's a crowd lining up for it. Just been a little bit of a gap in people coming over, but now this thing's got like a bit of a crowd. And then we have, this ride really just not drawing people for some reason. Well, we'll find out later if it's gonna flip. I'm hoping it resurges. Okay. Oh, by the way, public service announcement. I actually, after I ended the stream last night, I spent a little bit of time. I have uploaded a few things. So this was the kind of more original version of the tropical park that I had done. I think this was actually even... Oh, actually, no, I think the RMC is there. But this has some of the old coasters that I had in the park. I think it was really before we started developing the pirate area much. I think the Gerstlauer's there, but I could be wrong on that. So that's on the workshop. Yeah, okay. So here's the latest version of that tropical park on the workshop. And the Viking park after we saved last night on the workshop. So if any of you all want to play around with it, or you want to tinker with any of the coasters, they're there for you. And I have a couple coaster models. Oh, this was the original invert in this park before we replaced it with the one that Jimper's built. This was the original Hyper. Got the Medusa coaster from the Mythology Park. These two, you don't even really have to open them to see what they are. The RMC, this flying coaster from Mythology, and the original Kraken coaster that I made for the Tropical. Okay, yeah. So, I've got other stuff I may upload to let people kind of play around with. Man, that came out so nice. That's one thing I miss. Maybe we'll do something like that in this park. I don't know. Anyway, figured I'd just let you all know that. I encourage you, you know, go in there, mess around with stuff, take some of the coasters, take some ideas, or maybe play around with what I have, see if you can make it better. I encourage it. I won't be upset. You could work on decorating the area near the Skyflyer and the Kitty Coaster. Yeah. Yeah, that does need some sort of, scenery. I'm wondering about possibly tearing some of this up. Kind of reprofile this area here. Oh, holy cow! Look at that! This is the longest I have ever seen this line for this coaster, and I am thrilled. And it has a queue time of 1 minute. Yeah, right. Be warned, if you take if you take his coasters, he doesn't pay his bills. Make a tiny kids area. Yeah, you mentioned that yesterday. I'm pretty sure. Slush shower. Everybody's standing and not unloading the train or anything like that. But I don't think the ride is broken down, because people are still getting in line. I think if the ride breaks down, they pause the queue. I type like I've been drinking, but only Diet Coke. Nah, no worries. Yeah, I think all these people are getting a little bit anxious. They've been standing in line for a fair bit of time. Is this bugged? Like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, now people are loading. It must have been bugged. So all these people. Interesting. Not sure what's up with that. This coaster has been bugging me. It may be time to do away with that or remake it or something. Look at this, there's almost no line for this coaster now. That might be a good time to shut it down. sound the guards make is just so funny. Alright, well I think these two just yacked. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know. But they're just like standing here not moving around. They're queuing for it. They're not even in the queue. Like what in the world? That's bugged. Somebody yacked over there too. Well, I don't know. Interesting. Kind of what goes on here. Look at the line for the railroad station. Boy, that is a cluster right there. Just jam-packed. Choo-choo! All aboard. I hear King Coaster somewhere. Oh, right there. Yep. No, I do want to do something with this area here. Get that spruced up. Okay, yeah, that's definitely running a bit better. There's not many people getting on it now. Amtrak needs that many riders? Oh, look at the staircase. That was glitching out. Like artifact or something like that. That was weird. Good old B&M stand-up. I think I've mentioned this before, but that was the very first coaster that I built when I first got this game in January. Was a B&M stand-up. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about the delay. I had a phone call I had to take. So, yeah, I was saying this was the very first coaster type that I built when I got the game. And it actually came out really well. And I've not built one of these since. Just, traditional stand-up coasters, I think, are just not really popular anymore. And that's a shame, because I would imagine that some of the big ones, when they were newer, were really good rides, like Mantis, Chang, Riddler's Revenge. I mean, that one is still around. I would even imagine Vortex, back in, I think, 92, when it came out, was a fun ride. I mean, now it sucks, but I'd like to think that it was a fun ride when it first opened. I mean, it was groundbreaking. So, anyway. I'm just looking at a couple different... It would really be fun to try one of these. The fourth dimension coasters. Nothing can suck like T3 though, right? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've never been on T3, of course. Or I should say, I never went on it. It just got torn down. There are a ton of terrible SLCs out there, but there are a ton of terrible rides that aren't SLCs. So it would probably be pretty difficult to compare. Yeah! T3 sucks! Those 40 coasters are a PETA. Aha! Yeah, I even in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, I should say, and I tried building them, and I never did. I never was able to finish one, and I think a big part of that was because the fourth dimension aspect. So for any of you that may not be familiar, I'll actually just go drop a station. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Seat rotation, right here. You've got to raise that. I guess that's a nice little reference to show you where you'd be looking kind of where the seats are pointed, but you've got to spin these around. And, you've got to do that for every piece of track, in addition to the usual aspect of your coaster. The game requires you to determine the rotation of the cars instead of it rotating freely. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the, what are they, the SNS free spin or something like that? Because these ones are not free spin, which is really cool in the sense of you can control the rotation of the seats as you want. But that's just an extra component of building the coaster that is, well, I should say can be very tedious. I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea. I've never successfully built one. For fun, you should make a spinning coaster with a huge drop in unbanked turns to see how much it will spin. I'm pretty sure that's based on the distribution of weight within the car. Oh, look at the... Yeah, look at the line for this now. This part of the park is definitely getting some more attention. The line for this is cleared, but we're getting more people, which is a good sign. I'm not complaining about that one bit. Get this old sky swing that could probably get removed. And we've got a few people trickling over on this. Well, and the line has come right back for that. Almost seems like we kind of missed our chance to... Huh. Yeah, look at the rating of the souvenirs. Hunger, thirst, toilet. We probably need more. So we have 4... Yeah, technically 4 restaurants. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 are up there. We don't have any over here. I was thinking about possibly doing something slightly different. I'm gonna open a poll. You could have a food stand in the kids area. I'm just looking around a little bit, kind of thinking how I would want to do, you know, kind of a kids area over here. And if we go in and just look at the types, you have the Helter Skelter slide. We have one of these in a different area in the park. Tiny Eye, the mini Ferris wheel for kids. You could do a carousel. Kind of some traditional. Well, you could have a food stand in the kids. Oh, wait. We'll have kids' rides, places to sit and play. Yeah. This coaster. We'd probably have to clean up some of this over here. Tiny Eye and a carousel would work if you don't already have one. I don't, so those, I think those would actually be very nicely suited. Alright, so we've got 2 votes for a new coaster. We've got to vote for a new restaurant. Hey Leon, how are you? Look at the line for that. That's almost filling up. The carousel could be themed to Viking horses and the Ferris wheel to Junior Vikings. You potentially could do that. I think it would be a little bit difficult to do that. Particularly the carousel. Look at the area back here that we haven't done anything to. I'm doing okay too, thanks. Alright, I'll let that run for another minute or two. How would it be hard? All you gotta do is paint them the right colors. Oh, well, in that case, yeah, no, that's not tough. I thought you meant if you wanted to go in and do, like, custom scenery pieces to attach to the carousel. That would be difficult. But, yeah, no, just to go in and paint them, I think that would probably be fine. Kids coaster could be themed to a friendly dragon flying around. That's it right there. Look at all the adults going on this thing. They're like, heck yeah, I gotta go get that coaster credit. Hey, I've done the same thing, so. Oh, somebody busted the bench. Question is, can we find who did it? Planet Coaster should have a McDonald's restaurant. Oh! Ba-da-ba-ba-bow. Oh, we got the janitor cleaning that up. That's good. Alright, so I guess we're gonna do some sort of a new coaster. We'll do the restaurant second, and I'm thinking the restaurant's gonna be somewhere on this side of the park. Might even just move the Ferris wheel a little bit, but we could have considered moving the train station. Okay. Let's go in and choose a coaster type. Or we could use one of these designs and kind of theme it ourselves. What would you all want to see? As far as what? Coaster. Like any certain type, a pre-made one, build one by hand. Have I built a launch coaster like Top Thrill 2? I actually... It's funny you ask that. Because I actually built one for this park a while back and ended up taking it out. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'd have to go to my creations. Okay. Oh yeah, this one right here. We could put this back in the park. The tricky thing would be we'd have to figure out a way to get the placement right. I mean, do you all want to see that back in the park? Alright, there's that. I'll let you all vote. What haven't I built yet? Well, it's easier to go off of what I have. So I've got the Woody, the RMC, the B&M Dive, Floorless, Hyper, the Gerstlauer. We've got the Vekoma Family Launch, and the Invert. And we did have that sit-down launched looper that we just haven't replaced. So I'm thinking that I'm personally thinking the hydraulic launch would actually be a good fit in the park, and we had it before, and it was... Think you should challenge yourself with something new? What if we did both? Because we've got space to add that hydraulic back there. Well, we can build a new one somewhere. Build a Zamperla wild mouse with custom layout like Cedar Point's. I'm actually not familiar with Cedar Point's wild mouse. Do a 101 inversion coaster? Yeah, right. First you ask for McDonald's, and then you ask for a 101 inversion coaster. So you're gonna turn ba-da-ba-ba-ba into ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Gonna have more janitors in the park, in that park, than every other type of employee combined. Oh, that was terrible. Let's just take a look at what different types. Get the Schwarzkopf. Gross. This Big Mac will be a big splat. Supersize me. In that case, I'll stick to McDonald's. I'd take the 101 inversion coaster personally. Oh man, without getting sidetracked too much. The only good thing at McDonald's are chicken nuggets, fries, and pancakes. Ooh. Oh my gosh, Maria! That's a good thing if they empty their stomachs after the ride so they can even eat more McDonald's. Alright, I'm gonna end the poll, so we're gonna do both. Tell you what. I am gonna put the hydraulic coaster back. Just gotta go in and find it again. Not that. That right there. JP, what's going on, man? And the reason I want to add this back is it gives a little variety. And this was one of the highest rated coasters in the park, and I think what we can do is just set this back just far enough it doesn't interfere with the other rides. But not to be concerned, we will do a new coaster from scratch. Okay. So I just need to lower this to get the Okay, thank you for putting the arrow all the way back here. I don't actually know how far these need to be lowered. It's tough to see. I like the sausage McMuffins and bacon rolls. Not a fan of bacon, don't hate me. Oh. You know, I know a few people that don't care for it. I love bacon personally, but I know there are some people that don't. And that's fine. Alright, let me make sure that's not underground. It looks like it actually is slightly, so we may need to bring this up a little bit. It's a pain that they have that this far away. How's that? Does that need to come up a trace more? Good enough. Oh, that's very close. Alright, let's give that a run. Am I streaming Wednesday? I have my first model railroad club meet. Whoa. I did not know that was really a club, but that's pretty cool. Alright. I'll probably be on Wednesday, but I'm not certain. Do you prefer Burger King or McDonald's? I personally prefer McDonald's. Ha, Wendy's. I go with Brahmic on that. I like Wendy's the best of the three. I actually had Five Guys burgers and fries today. That was really good. Oh, and see, look at that. It sets just perfectly kind of right at the edge of the mountain there. Alright, that can be opened. Give it a shot. It's fine if you're streaming, but if I get home and it hasn't ended, I'll just tell you about it. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, you have no obligation. Like, attendance is not mandatory. I greatly appreciate it, but it's not mandatory. Okay. So, I've got a couple different ideas for coaster types that we could do. I think I want to stay away from B&Ms, just for the fact that we already have a bunch of them. I'm gonna open a poll, and we're gonna step away. I'm gonna step away. How many coasters do I currently have? 8? I think. I'd have to go back and count. Maybe 9. Also, you should replace the Fairy Tale polarity with my Viking one. Yeah, I actually mentioned that, I just didn't yet. But I do plan on it, yeah. Alright, let me see here. We already have a Gerstlauer. We already have 2 inverts, so not really needing something like that. Okay, I'm gonna step away, you all vote, and we'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're back. Family spinner, there's barely any family coasters. I mean, the Woody's not a family per se, but it's mild enough. Oh, Mike was moved back a little bit. Let me go through and count. I think I said 8, possibly 9. Leon, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Gerstlauer's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we actually have 10. Well, actually, right here, you could count them. Oh, I have 11. Okay. Ah! Probably forgot some... Ooh. Sorry about the mic spike there. Oh my gosh. Okay, well somebody voted Mine Train, so that put it ahead. It looked like it was tied with one vote for each. But we got pushed ahead with Mine Train. Mine Train is a good family coaster. Alright, so we're gonna go with one of those. Give me just a second. Now we've got... Now we've got a couple choices here. We could go with one of these swaying mine trains, which I'm actually not really familiar with. Or we could go with the classic mine train that I'm much more familiar with. So I think we'll do that just because of familiarity. Unless somebody screams in the chat, no, build the swaying mine train. But you have to scream politely. No, I need to find a location. No, build the arrow mine train! Okay. Now we just have to find where to build it. We've got this back here. It could be really cool interacting with the Woody. There's really no terrain over here, and we're saving that area as well. There's plenty of room back here, but the terrain is high and steep. I know there is none, but if possible, remove the decorative train at the front. Well, it's not decorative, it's part of the actual... Or do you mean on the coaster? Now what we need to figure out is where we're going to put this over here. On the coaster on the front card, the choo-choo train. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think it's possible to remove that. We can look. I'm going to show my ignorance and ask, this mine train's manufacturer in the game is Movement Construction. Who is that in real life? That is a good question. I believe... I want to say that was like the precursor to Arrow. Oh! Okay, Dynamic Attractions. That's the company that did the track and trains for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. They also... I think they also did, Okay, they did the current track of Space Mountain at Disneyland. Originally, it was built by Arrow. So I'm not really sure. Guess who my inspiration was for your Viking park? Who was it? If you say it was somebody else than me, you're getting a 24-hour ban. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to take credit for that. Yeah. No, well, I appreciate that. I've had so much fun with this park, and if I can inspire somebody to do something, then awesome. But please do go check out, other creators, take some ideas. There are people that are way better at building just parks in general, but coasters and stuff like that. I like to think probably my best talents within this game is the terrain kind of sculpting and stuff like that, but it's all about sharing ideas. So if I can inspire somebody to do something awesome, and I love it when I see something by somebody and says, oh, that looks really cool, I want to try that, kind of. I talked about this a little bit early in the stream before you were here. But it's all about, sharing ideas, kind of maybe giving somebody something to build, and then taking as well. Where you see something and it's all about sharing ideas, and that goes both ways, and everybody benefits in that regard. Yeah, you are really good at theming, I less so. Question is where... I'm thinking there's a ton of terrain down here for tunnels and stuff like that. I'm thinking if we can put this mine train toward the front of the park. The problem right now is there's not a lot of room. I suppose we could start... I suppose we could start with something over here. That's too high up, in my opinion. But I'd love to get it to interact with some of this terrain here. Hey, One Shot Motorsport, how are you? Thinking if we can put this here. It's far enough away from these other things. I think that's a bit too high. Let me pull that. We've got to replace it. Okay. One thing I wish they had, and maybe I'm missing it, but they don't have, like fixed height to set for this. Is there a bar where I can get some vodka Red Bull? Ooh, be careful with that. Yeah, I think that's a bit more reasonable of a height to start with. The only thing we'll have to make sure is that we keep the coaster clear of the actual transport train. So what I think we're going to do is actually start with the back. And we are going to set the drive tires and a short 90-degree turn. That's a little too sharp. That's fine. We'll do a block brake. Now we can shorten to 13 feet. So trimmer friction brakes. Glass of red wine. Okay. So we've got where the final brake run needs to be. Now, do we want to go with a pre-drop? I'm thinking we've got enough room to work with this terrain that we could do 2 lift hills and have it kind of meander a bit. And I'm thinking maybe a bigger drop here to give the ride some excitement. But we don't want to make it too intense because this is going to be a family-oriented... These mine trains are never... Well, I shouldn't say never, but generally not very intense. Merlot or Pinot Noir. Ooh. I don't drink wine, so... I think we can go with a drop. Would prefer not to have it really tunnel. Alright, and what I'm thinking with this here is we're actually just going to level it off, and we're going to let it kind of just... Oh, that would actually be a really good interaction if we have it just a gradual drop this way, and maybe kind of coast along some of the top. It wouldn't be super exciting, but it would be a good opportunity for some theming, and then we could have it drop kind of down here, a second lift hill that would be higher, and have it kind of go into this ravine, some tunnels, have it come back up. Bring 2 glasses, please. Alright, that may actually not be high enough, so I think maybe we'll do just one more section. Maybe 2. Yeah, you know what? That's good right there. Bring a bottle. There you go. Alright. Let's straighten it out. We can even make this drop a little bit steeper. Alright, one thing I want to do is try to turn auto-tunneling off. Because I really don't want this. Can't wait to see the coasters we build after that bottle. Why? Oh, we've got to, yeah, we've got to do it there. Okay. Okay. I want to get this right at ground level, basically. Close enough. That's pretty good. Give it a little airtime pop right here. Oh. Hold on. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That should have been caught on camera. Got him! Out! Let me get somebody. We just replace it, whatever. Unlimited money. We don't even have to worry for a janitor to come over and fix it. What lift hill do I prefer, chain or wheels? I mean, I usually just do the chain lift hill for these. I'm kind of indifferent either way. Now, it would be cool to have some sort of a helix. Now, I'm gonna have to test this to make sure it has enough momentum and excitement. I'd like to do a 270 helix, have it come around, come up over this, and maybe instead of from all the way up top here, we have it drop into the ravine. The other option would be to have it come up here, drop down, go over the lake, maybe through some tunneling, kind of out through this. This is a natural tunnel entrance right there. It's not really going fast. Well, actually, I mean, we can restart the test and just let it run. So we could have it go up here, but this, I don't think it really has enough momentum at the moment. Go through the lake? No, I want it to go around the lake, because it's kind of scenic. I'd like to preserve that. I'm thinking if we can send it kind of along this way. You have an unlimited budget, go under the lake. We could do that, but I'm thinking if we could, to have it come through here, come out of the tunnel, and then drop down this way. Because I think if we build it all the way up here, even up there might... I don't know, that might actually be okay. I think that up there would be too tall. That might actually eliminate the need for a second lift hill on the ride as well. Question is, what's the speed? Oh, that's funny. It just like glides and comes right to a stop on there. Hey, Jimpers, what's up, man? Maybe have it rise into a little bit of airtime. Theme should be an abandoned Viking town in the mountains. That actually could be pretty cool. I'm gonna taper that off a little bit there. So now you're coming down kind of right along the lake here. That distributor will get moved. Give a little bit bigger of a hill right here. Again, I don't want to make it too intense, but I want to make sure it's exciting enough. Back just ordered the new Mariah Carey album. I didn't know she had a new one out. I don't really pay attention to pop music, though. That's probably a little bit too gradual of a helix. Let's turn it up to 30 degrees. Little bunny hop. It's a very modest one. Alright, this is where we'll need to turn tunneling on. Alright. So my thought would be to have it come around here, have a pretty lengthy section under the tunnel, and then try to get it to come out and then down this kind of ravine. But then we have to get it up through here to the final brakes. It's actually got a bit of fear and excitement. So I don't want to make this too intense. No! Yeah, we don't want to do that. That helix looks crazy forceful. Yeah, we can temper it down a little bit if we need to. Yeah, the laterals are a bit high. We can kind of broaden that out a little bit if we need to. So the question is, where do we go from here? Because ideally we want to get the train to come up. We could do a second lift hill out over here somewhere. Unless we decide not to send it through, down through here, we could do that with a different type of coaster. I don't know, give me some feedback. Tell me what you all think the coaster should do from here. Again, these are meant to be terrain coasters. If you could have any coaster in your backyard, what would it be? Type or actual, like... Because I have a really small backyard, I wouldn't really be able to fit anything. Yeah, that turn there was also a bit sharp. Maybe we just broaden that to kind of come around completely. Which way do you all think it should go, though? Should we send it out this way and drop down through here, or should we kind of have it come along this way? Maybe kind of ride the ground over here a bit. We could reprofile the final brakes if we need to. If I had a big backyard and was rich, I would have Hyperia and the Smiler. Ooh. Yeah, good choices. I'm gonna open that up for a poll. To the right seems a lot less intense than to the left would be. It would just be a longer tunnel, but you have all of this to work with here. Another lake, kind of some of this over here. And then it could just ride along the edge of the train. And if we sent it through here, we could build it up a little bit, have a nice drop down. Alright, let's see. Ooh, wow, 5 people already voted. That was fast. Alright, right to the ravine, left to the mountainside. So, well, I've got 5 people watching it. Looks like everybody voted. Alright, we're going right. That was close. To the left. Alright, so it kind of pops up here. Working with the taiga biome as well, but I haven't gotten to the mountains. That's the thing about this map. By default in the sandbox, the park borders encompass all of this generally otherwise unusable terrain, but it makes it great for places to put coasters. So your flatland, you actually have a little bit less to work with than some of the other parks. It's not real significant, but it does cut down on like your buildable space in terms of like pathing and flat rides and stuff, but it gives you a lot of great opportunities for coasters and stuff. So, alright, hold on. Now we gotta... Come on. Well, it wouldn't even let us select it for some reason. That's bugged. Ah, well. Alright, anyway here, you have made it to the ocean line. Yeah. Well, it's not really an ocean, but yes. Oh. So my thought is to have it go kind of out over this way. And then maybe a drop down into here. Let's give it a little pop of airtime. This will also help set up an approach for the descent. Me and my friends will be at the park soon. We're stuck in traffic. Oh man, where are you going? We're coming to your theme park. I promise I won't break the bench. I appreciate that. You don't want to get kicked out. Alright, and this is kind of where it's going to be a little bit wonky. And we'll have to keep an eye on how much speed it picks up. I feel like this might actually end up being a bit more intense than I originally wanted, because it's a considerable drop for a mine train. And then we have room for helices and stuff like that. I was thinking about adding another ride in through here somehow. We've got quite a bit of elevation it's going to have to work back up to. And we've got to figure out how to get through here. It's probably going to be a tunnel that cuts through here and back up somehow. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Out of the blue. Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. Allergies have been a little problematic lately. Yo, I'm back. These escalations are for real today. Hey, Dale, welcome back, man. Alright, the question is, how do we want it to come around? Might have to tighten that up if we want it to go through there. Body dryers are right next to a distributor that has power and it keeps saying, oh no, power. Probably you need other generators. Probably your distributors are carrying or loaded with as much as they can. Oh, that is going so fast. This is gonna be way too intense. Somebody vandalized the bench again. Out! So I really don't know about this, to be honest. Faster the better. We may have to add like trim brakes or something somewhere. Tell you what, to get that turn reprofiled, what we're gonna do is actually take some of that out right there. That's about where I want it. I got a new phone case today, and oh, I like this one much better. It's easier to hold. It's not as heavy. To say, the case that I had before was a good case, but it was just a little bit bulky. I have relatively small hands, so this one fits much more comfortably. Alright. This should help to bleed off some speed. Alright, if we send it straight through here, I need to zoom out and just take a look. Oh yeah, rising turn. I need a phone case. I drop my phone often. And they're making them more, they're definitely making them more durable and stuff like that, but protect your investment, you know. Are you iPhone or Samsung? I have iPhone. Hold on a second. Is that not nuts? That actually did an outward bank. That was not intentional. Maybe a final pop of airtime. Right up here. Currently making a Gerstlauer Eurofighter over a cliff. Nice. I'll be interested to check that out. Alright, what we'll do is unbank here. Straighten the track out, and it doesn't quite line up perfectly, but that's pretty good right there. Alright. Let's give this a ride. This is gonna be bonkers, I think. It's a big lift hill for a mine train. Did I get the 17 Pro Max? I did not get the Max. I got the regular Pro. Oh, that is harsh. Why is it going so fast? It feels like such a short ride, but it's probably the speed. I think you might need to smooth this. Yeah, the transitions are definitely way too tight. I noticed that. And you know what it is? Is because when I do these 4 meter to 13 foot sections, I do all of my banking at once. So we're definitely, yeah, I don't disagree with either of you on that. I'm gonna turn that down to 6. I don't like, going full smoothing because it tends to remove a lot of the oh my gosh, it's messing up the terrain. Exactly what I did not want it to do. Gerstlauer is the manufacturer coaster saw ride at Thorpe Park and the Smiler at Alton Towers. Yeah. Well, the Smiler's an Infinity model. I'm not sure about Saw, if that's a Infinity or a Eurofighter. I've never been on a Gerstlauer. I'd really like to. Alright, let's see how that does. That should be a bit better. Saw is a Eurofighter. Okay. And apparently one of the worst ones, really? Alright, let's see how that does. I think we bump the speed up on the lift hill because it is such a slow climb, and we can always add trim brakes in places to kind of temper the speed. Because I really like the... I don't know if Daredevil Dive at Six Flags Over Georgia is a Gerstlauer. Oh, I'm pretty sure it is. It is a Gerstlauer. It is a Eurofighter. Okay. Oh yeah, Jimpers beat me to it. Alright, that is a little more modest. Let me go into the heat maps. It's a little intense right there, but not too bad. It's a bit much coming up through here. So I feel like maybe we need trims. Straight unbanked track. So we need to... Would that help? That's the question. See, I don't want them to hit too hard. Not really sure about this, to be honest. I'm not very happy with how that's come out. But we'll look and see. But yeah, the 17 Pro is a good phone. The camera's amazing. So, we're going to go back a decade. Does anybody remember the LG G4? Came out, I think, in 2015. Saw is good, but it can be rough. The last inversion before the ride ends. Make restraints dig into you, and the inversion is rough. Oh, yeah. I think maybe we reprofile that helix. Yeah, but look at how the coaster is pacing. Much better. See how that brake affects. Ooh, and it... Oh, no, actually, that's okay. I think that's better. Those two brakes there. They hit modestly. Oh, that's much better. That's tempered down a lot. I think that's not too bad. Let me go back into that and let's check out the fear on the previous run. See, it's still high right here. Nausea gets a little bit high. I'm gonna eat, I'll join back in like 6 or 7 minutes, more like 15. Okay, no, yeah. Yeah, enjoy your food. We'll see you in a bit. Never mind, I'm Gucci. Watch this. Gonna get ambushed by security. Possibly. If a guard doesn't catch her, I'm just finna be scared. Come on, security. Well, I don't see any in the immediate vicinity, so on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Out! Except it screwed up the terrain, and I'm not very happy about that. I really don't know if I'm going to keep this coaster or not. I'm not happy with what it did. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, out! Alright, I'm going to actually save this to Park 3. That way, if I decide to retrack, or not to retrack, but to undo the coaster, then I don't lose the terrain back here. Because that messed it up, I'm not happy. I wonder if it's because when we smoothed it I had auto-tunneling on. So I'm adding a signature coaster in my park. It's a steel-topped hybrid. Ooh. That's a good highlight. Yeah, JP, that's a good move. Dale approves. Any plans for Halloween? Not really at the moment. I don't really celebrate Halloween. Just me. It's not really my cup of tea. Alright, we can run. Valhalla Mountain Training. It's not the most creative. What? We got something here. Alright, we do need to add a distributor. We'll tell you what, we can take the one on the top of the hill and move it. Underground. We need an additional power generator, however. Go in here and do the cabling. Alright, that's good now. And we can open it up. I'm not even really... Hold on, why is it stuck? Stuck on the blocks. Uh-oh. Oh, that is sloped upward. Okay. Alright, so we actually need to add a set there. Alright, that should be okay now. Let's make sure it will run. Forward. Nope. We had that problem once before on a different mine train. Let's actually give it a very gentle... That should resolve that. Okay, it's rolling now. Good. Give that a test run. I'm gonna step away real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And yeah, that's getting... Like 5.5. You know, I don't really know. I'm still not really happy with that. But, we'll open it up. Should give something for people to do. They should like it. Alright, so the code for the Eurofighter, I recommend the Summit Awesome Career Template Arc. Front bumper POV, most of the layout over the cliff, not the lift hill. Alright. Let me save that. Oh. There we go. This is a really cool, but you're so limited. That's why I've been hesitant to do some of these sandbox career template parks, is because you're just so limited in space. Like without an express elevator, there's no point in having anything down here. Not that you even really could. But it's just so gorgeous. Alright, let me get the code here. Look at all of that showing up there. That's really pretty. Oh wait, this is it right here. Oh gosh. What is it doing? So you mean something kind of like this? I mean, you think that's a suitable location for it right there? We could even rotate it a little bit more. Alright. That looked a little bit weird. That... I don't know if that was a bug. Oh, yeah, something's up with that. Don't ride this if you're afraid of heights and... Ooh. I gotta be honest. There were a couple moments when you could just see straight down. I'm like, I got the jitters a little bit. That was really cool. It's a nice layout. No, yeah, it would be one thing if it was all more or less at ground level. But like going over some of these inversions, like the dive loop right here, and when you're pointed straight down and see like how deep that ravine is, I'm like, I know it's a computer game, and I'm like, woof, that kind of, even that, whoa, is the water that deep? We're in the midnight zone. Holy cow. Even turn the torch on and you're in the depths. What? That's wild. Well, anyway, yeah, when you're like right up over here, it was like, oof. But yeah, no, I really like the layout. You have this nice turn. And, up through the dive loop here. There's a pop of airtime. It's a cool, 0G roll. Relatively low profile. And then this here is more of a barrel roll. And up into the final brakes. It's a short ride. It's a really nice layout though. Nothing too fancy. It's a good Eurofighter. Nice job. And the layout there. It's really nice. Good elements. Ooh. You look down at that. That would be a park I don't know if I'd be visiting. Well, I mean, you know what actually could be really cool is if you did build a park with this, blueprint, this map, I would do a covered bridge going across the two sides. And you could do something like a chairlift to get across the two. For people that are a little bit more okay with the high heights. But this is absolutely beautiful. Like this would be a cool map to do some sort of a park on challenge or something like that. And it is absolutely beautiful. Like you come out this way, look out that way, you just see the mountains down below. And then ultimately the large, is that a river? Or a lake? And then the high mountains in the background. And oh yeah, actually you can kind of see, it appears to be ocean, but I'm not totally sure. And then out that way too is really beautiful. But yeah, nice job on the coaster. I really like the layout of it. It's simple. It isn't it's not super long, it's not super complex. I would say this is a good like entry level into Gerstlauers. With the vertical lift hill, the beyond vertical drop. And then it's got just 3 inversions, so it's not anything super crazy. So I really like that. It's kind of that'd be a really good starter Gerstlauer ride. Yeah, nice job. Alright, JP, yeah, let me know when you're done. We'll take a look at it. Alright, so let me go back into here for a little bit. Isn't there a ride like this in the Rocky Mountains? Possibly? I can't think of what you're referring to, but it sounds vaguely familiar. Alright, so anyway, we've got this. I'm really not happy with how this came out. Probably gonna end up going back into the other park. Or not the other park, the other save, I should say. Of this park. Alright, but we got the coaster done. The other thing I said I wanted to do is add a restaurant somewhere over here. Heading off. Alright, Leon, have a great night. Appreciate you hanging out. Well, people are having to clear the queue. I bet they're not very happy. Nope, he's excited. Good queue scenery. Okay. Do we have somebody en route? Yes, and she is not far away. Good. Okay. Man, been on for 2.5 hours. The time is actually going by pretty fast. See how this ride is doing since we added it back. It's really not much. Again, not many people are coming over here. Just kind of out of the way, there's not much to it. The price is turned down, so I don't know. Defiance Glenwood Caverns in Colorado. Okay, yeah. I'm not familiar with that one. Not a copy of Jimper's Coaster, but it reminded me of it. Oh, makes sense. Let me look that up. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And it kind of sits on a gentle slope. Interesting, because it has a looks like a banana roll, actually. 7,100 feet above sea level, making it the highest roller coaster in the United States. Interesting. Cookie, change the polarity to my other one before you forget again. I will. I'm just gonna let you know I'm getting off for the night. T3 sucks! Oh man, Roblox, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, let me go ahead and shut this down. I didn't forget, I just got distracted. I'd kind of put it off. But, yeah, let's go ahead and do that while you mention it again. That would be added to my list of oh hell no rides. Which one? T3? No, the coaster on the side of the mountain. Oh, I'd go on it. Why? So why in the world did that not? Missed one. Oh, look at that biohazard. Hey, easiest way to clean up barf? Delete the path. And then just re-add it. Planet Coaster 2 hacks for the win. Alright, anyway. No. What is that? Oh, a spotlight. Okay. Yeah, this one looks really good, JP. Yeah, you did a fantastic job with this. Hands down. What is that? This, like, hexagon path sort of thing? Oh, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. There's spotlights for night. Check it out. Change it to night, you'll see. Yeah, no worries. Alright. Oh yeah, look at that. That does look cool. That's very nice. I like these lights right here. Kind of added in the queue. That's really nice. I mean, you did a super good job. This is the best theming I think I've seen you do. For any of like the flat rides and stuff like that. That is phenomenal. Alright, I am going to name this. I'm going to call it Loki's Trick. Loki, of course, was a trickster, a prankster. Well, this isn't a coaster, so I'm not comparing it to, but your sci-fi coaster, the Hack of the Galaxy. The scenery you've done for that is just beyond elaborate. What? Did you all see that? It started out like 68 bucks or something like that. And people would pay it. I'm blown away. I don't know why the price was set to 68 bucks. And the fact that it didn't give a warning that people wouldn't pay that much. I don't think you could... Well, I don't know about that. I was gonna say, I don't think you could pay me 68 bucks to go on this ride. I certainly wouldn't pay it. Alright, let me turn that back to noon so we can see. Never mess with that. I don't know why I did that. So I think for some of these flat rides, it just defaults a price based on what it is, the excitement rating and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but it seems like that is pretty common with these flat rides. For example, if I just grab just a random flat ride somewhere, make it 100 and I'd go, you could probably pay me 100 bucks to get on that. So you all were talking about the cube. What is the cube? $540, polarity, many others. I've actually not seen one of these 540s before. I'm curious what it does. Okay, so it looks like you stand. Oh, it's like you're doing kick flips on the, like a snowboard or something like that. It's a part of the bonus rides pack. Is that one of the ones that you got at launch or something? That doesn't look terrible other than the spinning. Oh, see, look here, it set a default. Or not a default, but a base price. $6.96, but nobody would pay that much. My oh hell no list just keeps getting longer. Alright. Look for it in the browser. On the Planet Coaster website. Ride guide. Collider, Coriolis, Flying Theater. Oh, it's called The Cube. Wait, what? Bonus ride collection. No, yeah, that's what I mean, is that was the, like, if you pre-ordered the game, I think that was the... Like, that was the extra thing you got for it. Go to Flat Rides and search Cube. It's not coming up. I see it on the website, though. I'll pull it up real quick. Yeah, so this right here. See this, the bonus ride collection. 3 thrilling rides designed to give your guests an extra boost of fun. And... buy from Steam Store? So I don't have this. But it's weird because... it doesn't tell me that I'm missing any DLC. I don't know. Oh, and this water coaster too, I think I have that. And this spinning dark ride, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's the Intamin water coaster, which, out of curiosity. Oh, that's a Mock Ride Splash, Mock Ride water. Yeah, so I don't have the Intamin water. Ah! Okay. Yeah, I do remember them saying if you pre-ordered the game, you got those 3 bonus rides. I don't know. Let's see how this is doing. Oh, there's a few people getting on it. Okay. People getting on this? Yes, they are. Good. Let's see how our Gerstlauer's doing. Aging! I don't understand that. What is it about this with a prestige of 1,000 and a scenery bonus of 64% that this coaster is aging and not resurging? Like, I don't get it. That became a classic, and this is always just a walk-on. I don't know. Alright, tell you what I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm gonna be on a whole lot longer. But I'm gonna spend a little time in the tropical park. It's been a long time since we were in there. And actually, what I'm gonna do is go into the older version of it. We haven't opened this one since, July. Day 39. What does this even have? Alright, let's see here. So we have the old RMC, the original Floorless, the Kraken. We have the Schwarzkopf Looper. We had this. Oh, the Gerstlauer had not been added. Okay. Oh, and we still had the monorail, too. We did have that. We did have that. We had that. We did not have the other pool. Okay. So we're actually going to go back into the newer version of that. We'll play around with this park for a bit. Kind of finish up the evening. I watched a POV of Hydra earlier today at Dorney Park. I forgot how wonky of a layout that coaster has. It's pretty wild. Yeah, okay, so this is... Yeah, we've got the go-kart track that absolutely nobody's getting on. Ready to see the new coaster? Oh, you... Yeah. It's more or less perfect timing, since I haven't really started doing anything in this. Yeah, okay, yeah, we had the wooden. So really the pirate area was completely undeveloped. in the old one, and I don't think we had this waterfall. What? Okay, the second time in a row. What the heck? Also, look at the Expedition of Lost Ships queue. I have a surprise. Okay. Still doing it. Let me just try restarting the game. I'm not sure what's going on here. I wonder if Frontier's servers are kind of cutting out, or if the game is glitching all of a sudden, or I don't know. Let me just try a restart. Connecting. You're on the workshop right now. I don't know what's going on. T3's getting back at you for hurting its feelings? Okay, no, there we go. Well, let's get back in here. Okay. Alright, well look at this. So you built a lazy river, a wide lazy river. Okay. It's a nice hex pool with a couple body slides. A wave pool. Hold on in changing rooms, some body dryers. Couple slides right here. Oh, that's nice. Look at the building right here. Oh yeah, look at that. Actually goes out of the top and into the water there. And then... Oh. JP, I think you need to fix this right here. You're launching him onto the edge of the pool deck. Probably what you need to do is let it keep its speed, but you need to level this off to 0 degrees pitch so it shoots out into the water. That one there is good. Oh, man. Okay, let's see here. Look at that, the Vikings burned a windmill. The queue of Expedition of Lost... Oh, the Junior Coaster, okay. Oh, that's cool. Loki Pass, 2 minutes. Regular wait time, 15. And then this is cool, it actually, you have the column there that tells you if you're tall enough to ride. I would straighten those, but that looks really nice. Look around, I bet you'll see them. I gotta remember to bring marshmallows to this park. Hey, no line jumping. Oh, right there. That is wild. Hello, sir. That's really cool. Kind of startle you a little bit. I like that though. Then you go up here. I really like this bridge right here. And then you look over there, you see like a forge. It's a long queue. Under construction. And the guys at the forge. That's really neat right there. I'm also adding him to every park I make and know I found it. Okay. That's still really neat. Alright, and then, I need to get off in a little bit here. Okay, look at these. We've got some, antique powered cars. That looks cool. You've got a steamboat transport ride. Doesn't go anywhere at the moment. But it's a start to something, which is cool. And then here is the RMC. I am ready to give this a shot. Oh, I like that. A little jank at parts, but it works. Another lift hill. Oh, just back up into the station. Yeah. Overall, it didn't look like it had too bad of transitions. And yeah, we can skip that. That's the station right there to the exit platform. Alright. So this ride Yeah, your test results there. That's really weak. And I think... Alright, I'll check them in a minute. I think part of that has to do with how much dead track there is. I think you're losing a little bit of speed up at the top of this. I really like the airtime hill. And then it picks up a lot of speed coming into this, passing over the station. You've got a lot of low swooping turns with speed, but then it bleeds off a lot. And I really like the 0G element there. But its pacing is really suffering, like, after this 0G portion. And then, I don't know if your friction is high on it. Oh, well, yeah, that's your problem right there. Friction is way too high, and it causes such a reduction in speed as it's just going through some of this that it even struggles to make it up over this here. And then this is so much dead track that you don't need right here. Going up a lift hill, rolling through all of these brakes, because that counts as ride time. So your pacing is really suffering on this. I don't know why you set the friction to 2. I don't know if it was too intense at 1. Play around with it. I mean, I like the first half of the ride. I think if you set that back to normal, you'd get some really good airtime over this. It's a nice gradual airtime hill. If it carries its speed, that could be a real good punch. This is fantastic. I like the profiling of it. But then it just really suffers in the second half. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This needs work. It has great potential. You couldn't get it to get in the brakes, so it was kind of essential. But the turning up the friction... I don't know. I don't see any benefit to that. So what... You couldn't get it to get in the brakes. What you probably should do, what I would recommend in that case, is just run a curve, run the brakes a little bit differently. You could even do a helix up into the brakes, but this is so much dead track that's really kind of hampering the ride experience. So it's got a good start. Oh, look at those train, or the antique cars. I like that. That's a cool... And the multi-dimension, where's... Oh, this one over here. If I lowered the friction, it would have been way worse. That's where trim brakes would come into play if it was going to be too intense. Oh, that's really cool right here. You've got the wooden front to it. It's like a kind of a wooden box car. Really nice theming on this. And then you've got the lanterns on the front look fantastic. That's really cool. I think we saw the board slide yesterday, unless you added even more to it. Yeah, I saw that, yeah. You've got the sail and the dragon heads on it, plus the cannons. That's really neat. I like that. Kind of like a rogue Viking ship. This is really cool. I would use that in my Viking park. Yeah, you've got to... you've got a lot of potential for this coaster. It's got a pretty good layout. I think you just need to... I think you need to figure out your pacing. So do a variety of trim brakes. You could even add a little bit of elevation to this if you turn the friction down. But it's the friction being that high it struggles to make it over several hills, and it really kills the pacing of the coaster. Go into guest mode and go through the underside of the board slide. Okay. Oh yeah, netting right there. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, very nice. It's cool that you can actually walk under that. However, I think unless you do... Like, is that custom pathing or something like that? I don't know. I don't think people would realistically be able to use that. But I really like the design of it. Yeah, that's something really remarkable. Nice job. Yeah, this is coming together nicely. No. Alright, we've been going for 3 hours. I think I'm gonna call it here. We've got to get up and do a few things, so... Oh, you added paths under it. Okay, so people can actually walk under it. Yeah, that would be cool to see. So... But yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Should be back on tomorrow. I'm gonna think of... kind of what I want to do in-game tomorrow, and maybe change things up a little bit. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, JP, nice job with the park. Appreciate you sharing that. Have a good night, day tomorrow. See you maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I should be on. Pretty much normal time. So. But yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate it. And I look forward to being back on most likely tomorrow. We'll figure out exactly what we want to do. But yeah, it's been fun. Look forward to tomorrow. And as always, until then, you all take care, stay safe, and we'll see you.